So in this video I'm going to be tackling my story and also how the three statements all link together. So I'm going to start off with my story, which I am going to focus on real estate. I can change it up if I am applying for a aerospace group or a energy group or a tech group or a healthcare group, depending. But real estate's what I want to do, so I'm going to have my story for this video be that, because that is what I want if everything goes my way. So let's start off with that really quick. Okay, so I was born and raised in Malibu, California, and my dad worked for Wells Fargo in their distressed debt group. So it was the type of thing where finance was always around the dinner table, always something that was being talked about, and although I didn't really understand what my dad was talking about when I was young, I was interested. It was an interesting subject, something I really wanted to learn more about. So when I got into USC, the choice was fairly easy for me. Because I decided I wanted to do finance for my career, I decided I was going to be an economics major, and then I started off my career path with an internship over at Morgan Stanley's wealth management group, just to really dip my feet in the water and in the financial world. And while I was working there, I kind of realized that economics is very useful, very important, have a good fundamental background in theory, but it was very theoretical. So I changed my major after that into business administration, and then from there I heard Tom Barrack, the CEO of Colony Capital, speak very passionately about his life and his industry, real estate, and after hearing that I decided I wanted to add a real estate finance emphasis to my major. And from there I decided that I wasn't really getting enough deal flow experience working in wealth management, so I decided to get another internship over at Aragon Holdings, which is a private equity fund based here in LA. And they have about $1.5 billion under management, and they let me really get a whole lot of experience underwriting deals, underwriting properties specifically, because they did all multifamily, add value, Class B in the southeast United States, and then they also had some assets in the west, Albuquerque, Phoenix, Denver, just to name a couple of areas. And I was able to underwrite a lot of deals, call brokers, and get a really full buy-side experience. And now I feel as if I really need to add sell-side to my resume, just to round out my knowledge, and I feel like it's something that I need to learn personally just to advance my knowledge in the finance world, as well as just, that's my story. And so that's super real estate focused, obviously, and I can change it if need be, but fingers crossed for real estate. So that's the dream. Alright, and then let's move on to three statements. Okay, so first of the three statements is the income statement, which is showing your company's revenue, your expenses, and it will end with your net income, which is going to be your company's profits after you take into account taxes. The next statement you have is the balance sheet, and that has the company's assets, and it also has its liabilities and its equities, otherwise how it paid for those assets. And the most important thing here about the balance sheet is that all the assets equal the liabilities and the equity. The next statement and the last statement is the cash flow statement, which begins with your net income, and you adjust it for your non-cash items such as depreciation. And that will give you your cash flow from operations. From there, From there, you're also going to take into account your company's cash flow from investing and your cash flow from financing. And then once you take into account those three different cash flow methods, you're going to have the company's ending balance at the bottom, and that is going to be the company's cash flow from a period of time. So to link these three statements together, the very first thing you need to do is you need to take your net income from your income statement and make that the top line item for your cash flow statement. And then after you deduct and adjust for operating expenses, for non-cash items such as depreciation or amortization, that will give you your cash flow from operations. Then once again, you take into account your cash flow from financing and your cash flow from investing, which is going to give you your total cash balance. At the bottom, this cash balance is going to be the same cash balance that's on your asset side in your balance sheet. Additionally, a lot of the line items you adjusted for, such as accounts receivable or depreciation, will also go onto your balance sheets either as liabilities or as assets. And then once again, you need to make sure that your assets and your liabilities and equity balance together, and then you have your three statements linked.